pass it on. We have a lot of fun during that workshop of the dance days. You're going to have a lot of fun here with these young folks that are here on the stage, and their name is Spare Change, and I'd like to introduce them to you. On the end on the guitar is Thomas Fuller, Walker McMillan on the mandolin, Grisham McMillan on the bass, and Lucas Poole on the banjo. Spare Change.
That was called Shucking the Corn. We're going to do Bill Cheatham for you now. Almost forgot it.
Hope I can start it. Ready?
No.
Ready now?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if I can move my feet that fast. What are we playing?
Fix something.
This is Walker, and he's full of jokes and stories. Maybe we'll get him to tell us one here a little bit. He doesn't want to, but
He put me on the spot, so maybe I can make one up.
sorry.
Yeah.
He'll beat me later.
All right, there was these three guys eating lunch at a construction site. One was Irish, one was Mexican, and one was a redneck right here from Mountain View. And he had finally left home. They were eating lunch, and they were discussing what they were having, and the Irish guy said, I'm just sick of having potatoes every day. The Mexican guy looks at him and says, these burritos are kind of getting old too. And the redneck, he's like, yeah, well, this bologna is kind of getting old too. My wife needs to make me something different. So they had a bet, and they said, tomorrow we're all going to come with something else to eat. So the next day rolls around, and they come in, and the Irish guy opens up his lunchbox, and there, some mashed potatoes, so he jumps off, because that was a bet. Sorry, I didn't tell you that. And the Mexican guy opens his up, and he's got burritos, and he jumps off as well. And the redneck guy opens his up, and what do you know, bologna. So he jumps off, and a couple of days later they have a funeral. And all the wives are crying, and weeping, and they just start discussing it, and they said, if I would have known that my Irish husband didn't want potatoes, I wouldn't have made him anymore. And the Mexican woman says, I wouldn't have made no more burrito for my husband, and all this stuff. And, here's the redneck woman with her 10 children, and she's not crying. And they're like, why aren't you crying? And she said, I didn't make my husband lunch, he made his own.
Probably a banjo player.